Mr. Jason.
Yeah, Mr. Craig. What time is it?
I heard that we have a world famous American Idol.
We do. We have American Idol's William Hung. And you know what? Guess what?
What?
He bangs. Mindset and motivation. In this episode, he moves.
Oh, baby, yes, it moves. He moves.
Okay, that's enough. That's it.
Buckle up. It's the Insurance Dudes Podcast.
Hey! We'll just go right into it. I lost my poster. But William, thank you so much for being on the Insurance Dudes today.
Oh, man, I'm excited to be here, man.
So, for a little bit of people that don't know who you are, can you kind of go leading up to the big moment that of American Idol, and then really what's happened since then that's kind of falls in line with what we do, in the sense that we all need motivation and inspiration.
Oh, yeah.
I love your story. I love what you've done since then, and I was like, we got to get him on the Dudes.
Yeah. So,
William,
Huh?
Sorry, go ahead. You go.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, I started with the American Idol audition back in 2004. I was a struggling civil engineering student. I felt hopeless. I felt like life was meaningless. So I didn't know what else to do. But one day I saw a poster for a school talent show, and I thought I could be the hero for my dormitory. So
Nice.
Let's do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how did that?
I just watched the clip this morning, and I remember. Back in 2004, I was, my wife and I have been married for 21 years, so we watched American Idol, and I remember on that season, and then we watched it, and I just remember, I'd remembered Simon, and then I watched it yesterday again, and Simon is just like this. It was great though. You weren't deflated. You didn't give up, and you kept the positive attitude. And in our business, you have to maintain a positive attitude, because all you hear all day long is no. And so
it's so depressing, isn't it?
Yes. It can be.
Yeah.
And how did you bounce back like that when he gave? Simon was pretty mean. Paula and it's Randy, right? Were nicer. Like they were, they were pretty cool. But how did you just shake it off like that?
Well, it didn't happen like day one. It happened because my parents taught me that it's okay to fail as long as you tried your best. So it's more like a life philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. True. And then so take us past that. I mean, it sounded like, so you had a really good run after American Idol.
Yeah, I was performing full time for entertainment for about 4 years. I was living my dream life.
That's awesome. And so you did that for 4 years, living the dream life. You were touring all around. Is that right? All around the U.S.?
Yeah, all over the world, actually. Yeah.
So talk about the end of that and the redefining what you're going to do.
Well, after 4 years, the number of offers I was getting dried up. So I decided to go back to school, get a day job, be a normal guy, still perform, not like totally give up, still perform whenever I get the chance, but it's not my primary source of income. So yeah, it's a big shift for sure.
And then what did you do? How did you get into what you're doing now? And take us through that journey and kind of what you were thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So what happened was I was working the government job, and I still am doing the government job for the last 8 years. But the last 3 years, I decided that there's got to be more to life than listening to your boss hating on you, feeling terrible at your own cubicle, So
Yeah.
that's why I decided that I'm going to speak. I'm going to share my story, share my voice, share my unique experiences to make a difference.
And so talk about some of those unique experiences, what you went through. Like, tell us some stories of, I don't know, some of the pain, some of the successes. I mean, we got to see some of the successes, right? But we haven't seen your life isn't necessarily being documented today. So it's so interesting to me of how sounds like you're making a big impact on a lot of people's lives now, individually.
Yeah, and I'm grateful to be doing that. Like you mentioned, I have a lot of friends working in the insurance industry. I know how difficult it is, and even for me as an entertainer and speaker, everybody sees the glory moments, the good things when you I tell people the easy part is speaking and entertaining, because that's the part you enjoy. It's like a reward.
Yeah.
But you know how hard it is to get on stage nowadays on a consistent basis and getting paid a reasonable rate. It's so freaking hard. It takes so much work. Yeah.
Yeah. And how do you keep grinding through it? I mean, what keeps you going?
Well, I'm very grateful that I have some fantastic friends and mentors to keep me in check. They not just keep me in check, but really they motivate me. They make me see things differently. For example, one of the mentors, he told me that in order for you to speak 35 to 40 times a year, you need to be generating 400 opportunities. 400.
Wow. That's crazy. And
Yeah.
that's what we do as insurance agents, right? I mean, like a lot of us, we have to create so many contacts to create so many quoted people to make so many sales.
Exactly. That's why it's similar, and that's why I'm sharing that.
Yeah, that's great.
Well,
what other advice?
Heck, even the show, right? We send out how many emails and how many messages, and then, a certain percentage respond. And it seems like they're like people that have some interest or friends in insurance will typically respond. That's how we got Garrett White. He's part of insurance agency, and numerous people that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the other interesting thing I learned about wealth, and and there's a difference. I want to be really clear here. It's not about being rich. Rich means Bill Gates, $10 billion in the bank, no issues in life whatsoever. That's not it. But we all are capable of becoming wealthy. And one of the biggest things I learned is that just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you get to keep it. It's what you do with the money. Because there are too many bad news that there's a lot of celebrities going broke or mismanaged their money. So I'm glad that I didn't. I'm not one of those people on the news saying, "Oh, William Hung lost all his money."
Yeah. So what does that mean to you? How did that journey go through? I mean, I think a lot of people don't realize that till later in life, when they really figure out what is success, right? A lot of people look at it as money until they get it, and then it's like, oh crap, I'm still just as unhappy as I was before that. What was that moment for you?
Well, I would say the way I look at success is able to take inspired action that you want to take each and every day. You are in control of your life instead of somebody else.
That's great. And what do you do to keep yourself on track? What are some of the...
I reframe the negative events in my mindset. Because I just lost a pretty big speaking deal yesterday, and I was not happy camper. I was my first instinct is to go bust open a Jack Daniels and in front of my computer after that phone call that went wrong. It's like, what? You select somebody else? What are you thinking? Yeah.
Okay, so that's your initial impulse, right, to do that, but then you kept yourself in check, and how did you respond? instead?
Well, I remind myself that it won't be the last one. I've gotten so many opportunities. Even though I was very, very, very disappointed, I know it's not gonna be the last one. It's not gonna be the first one. It's not gonna be the last one. I just told myself I'm gonna get more opportunities. Eventually, the good things are going to happen.
That's it. Keep prospecting, right?
Yeah.
That's great, man. So talk about what your speaking engagements and how can people get a hold of you if they want to? Do you put out a daily blog, or what do you do on a daily basis, or maybe weekly basis, monthly?
Sure.
That people can watch.
I typically so people can go to my website willhung.com to join my newsletter mailing list. I put out weekly to monthly content on my email, and then I'm pretty active on the social media, the main ones, the Facebook, the LinkedIn, and the Instagram.
And you do a lot of inspiring posts, is that right?
Yeah, I also will start sharing more insights, like I shared with your listeners today, about the mindset piece to become successful in speaking and growing your business with speaking, because it's very similar to insurance. Because I realized, wow, it's not so easy, but at the same time, it is so rewarding when someone is saying yes to letting you go to the Singapore, Canada, and all the wonderful places you could think of.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
That's awesome.
What have you learned through those experiences? I mean, you've got to travel around. You've seen a lot of stuff. You've had the fame. You've had that moment of wow, like everything. So what were some of your biggest takeaways during those times and experiences?
The biggest takeaway by meeting all kinds of people in my life is to never judge someone by its cover.
Nice. And could you give some specific examples of maybe when you thought one thing and then, oh my gosh, this guy's so great, or oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I unfortunately we all have to curate our image on social media and the public. We just have to do it. But we do need to get to know that person in depth before deciding whether that person is good or bad.
That's true.
And most are good.
Most are good, yeah.
I think most folks are good. It just, if you have a bad opinion or feeling of them, you just caught them at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Because we're all human. I'm sure there's plenty of people that think that I'm not good because I. So I'm sure
it's just your wife, Craig.
Yeah, well,
that's it.
No comment. So I'm sure you get asked all the time, and it's fine if you say no, but can we get a few bars?
She bangs. Oh baby, when she moves. I go crazy cause she loves Nike Fluff, but she stings like it be like every girl in history.
Love it. Oh, that's awesome, man.
I don't know what Simon's talking about.
That's crazy. That's awesome. So what gets you inspired now going forward? Like what's on the horizon that really inspires you these days?
Well, I recently have a dream that I will create my own William Hung Academy in the next 5 to 10 years to transform adult learning forever.
Boom.
Nice. That's a killer vision. And have you set a plan in motion yet, or?
Yeah, I'm starting to work towards my 1 year goal and 3 month goals. So right now I am prioritizing speaking, but I'm also building a new coaching program to help more aspiring professional speakers.
That's great. When would you have that available? Because I'm sure some of the people that are listening would like to.
Right now I only taking on a few clients because I'm focusing a lot on the speaking and traveling and book marketing. But people can learn more on my website, willhung.com.
It's awesome.
Great.
We'll put that in the show notes so you can scroll down and click on it in iTunes and Spotify and iHeart and all that stuff. Well, great. If you had one piece of advice that you could give out to somebody at the beginning of their career, whether it's insurance or anywhere else, what would you say to them?
Keep taking steps forward. Take that. I would say the biggest thing is set a specific goal. Because for me, I set a very specific 3-month goal with a number. With, how do I measure it? Smart goals. So the same thing for the insurance, because I have friends that work very hard and they have varying levels of success, right? But so everybody is different. There's no one right answer. But the idea is not to set the bar so high that's unrealistic, but not so low that you feel like, okay, I can do this any day.
Right. And set them. Some people just think, well, I have it in my head, and it's more than that, right? That's where you said SMART goals. I mean, the kids are learning this in school. My kids bring home the thing with the SMART goals on it, and it's remarkable. Specific, measurable, attainable,
time-bound,
realistic, and time-bound. Yeah. I mean, it's something else. Like it really needs to be drawn up that way. But
I think so many times people just like, oh, how are you going to meet your goals? I mean, for insurance agents, there might be a quota at the end of the year. We have life insurance, and people think, oh yeah, it's, I'll let it work out. But what are you doing every day to achieve that? Breaking that down into small bite-sized pieces and then holding yourself accountable every single day for those.
Yeah.
You just got to do it. That's the only way it's going to get done. Boom.
I think that's good. Well, William, thank you so much for coming on. We will we'll post your link in the show notes and any other ways they can find you. What's your Instagram handle?
William Hung Official.
William Hung Official. So great to have you, man. And an honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me know when the episode comes out and I'll share it with my audience.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Great job inspiring others, man.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
All right, bye-bye.
55% of insurance sales producers say that they have had little or no sales training. Us agents focus on marketing to drive activity and often overlook the sales presentation. Improvements in mindset, shifting focus, rapport, needs diagnosis, value building, creating buy-in, and overcoming objections lead to drastically better closing numbers. The solution? Enroll your team in September's Sales Summit offered by Agency Vault. We will even assess your team to see which of their sales steps need the most improvement. Head to agencyvault.com to sign up before it's full.
Hey, thanks for checking out the Insurance Dudes. Hey, please subscribe. We got some really great stuff coming out.